Hello and welcome to today's video. In crafting today, I will be using a Bob Ross by the numbers kit, which I picked up off Amazon Australia. When I was little, Bob Ross was actually not on Australian television, but with the help of streaming services and the internet, his show has since been available for view in Australia. I've seen a lot of parodies of Bob Ross and different clips of his show, so I am familiar with how wonderful his artwork is and how important he was to the art community. So the kit, it comes with a mini easel, paintbrush, 7 paint pots, 3 pre-printed canvases, an instruction sheet and an information booklet. For picture 1, I used all the supplies I was provided apart from the paintbrush. The paintbrush was just way too thick to use with such delicate line work and little spaces. Each colour used in the piece needed to be created yourself by mixing the colours you were provided with in the pots. Now this is great as it is an art kit, but it's not so great if you are a beginner like myself and know basic colour mixing, which it also provided some details of in the booklet, but it didn't go into more detail on how to get the exact shades needed for the picture, which would have been helpful because it's not always as simple as just adding a bit of black to make a shade darker and a bit of white to make a shade lighter. Because of this, I only used the paint for the first picture. I actually chose different materials to use for picture 2 and 3, which you will see later on in the video. But for now, please enjoy the creation of piece 1. For picture 2, I decided to use my watercolor pencils, which are Faber-Castell Albrecht Dürer watercolor pencils. I originally purchased these for doing my Monster High custom doll works because they work like a charm on doing face-ups, and since I haven't been doing any of them lately, it was time to use the pencils for something else, and this was a perfect opportunity. Number one, it was great because I could find colours that practically matched those that were suggested in the colour key, and number two, they were really easy to use. They went on the canvas beautifully smoothly. And again, I'm learning all how to use all these materials, and by adding water to the watercolor, I love the results. I absolutely feel that using watercolor pencils is something I want to do more of and practice with a lot more. So please enjoy the creation of piece 2, which is probably my favorite. Lastly, for picture 3, I chose to use my Ohuhu markers. Like with the pencils, I could pick colours that matched the colour key pretty close, so there was no mixing involved, and like the pencils, the markers went on the canvas really smoothly, and I'm happy with the results on these two. So enjoy the creation of piece 3. Overall, this was a fun little kit to do. As with a lot of these paint kits, the paint you get is not the highest of quality. This paint was the same. It was very runny. I was concerned there wouldn't be enough to cover all 3 pictures, even though the pictures were tiny. But with, as I said, being an extreme amateur with mixing colours to these shades, I felt I was going to waste a lot of paint just trying to get a shade right. So that's sort of what pushed me into using the watercolor pencils and Ohuhu markers for picture 2 and 3. The paintbrush provided, whilst being tiny, was, in my opinion, too thick to actually get into some of those tiny spaces that are on such a tiny picture. So I did use my own paintbrushes for that. And that seems to be a common thing with kits as well, that they never give you quite the right paintbrush to use with the product. I paid approximately 15 Australian dollars for this kit. So it wasn't a lot of money, and it was a fun afternoon of crafting. Whether or not you deem this kit to be worth your money is completely up to you. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your time. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up to date with my latest releases. I'd also love to hear your thoughts in the comments on what you thought of the kit. Is it something you would be investing your money in yourself? Until next time, stay safe. Bye.